Throughout history, the question of what constitutes reality has been at the core of philosophy, science, and spirituality. Yet even from a purely materialist perspective, one undeniable truth emerges. Human beings do not experience reality directly. Instead, we perceive a constructed model of reality, filtered through our senses and interpreted by the brain. This fundamental limitation calls into question the very nature of what we call real, and upon closer examination, reveals deep flaws in the materialist worldview. The fallacy of direct experience. Materialism posits that reality is a physical, external domain governed solely by objective laws, existing independently of observation. However, this stance crumbles under its own weight upon acknowledging the limitations of human perception. Every sensation, from sight to sound, is a neural interpretation of stimuli. The colors we see are merely the brain's translation of electromagnetic wavelengths. The sounds we hear are pressure waves converted into electrical signals. Nowhere in this process do we ever touch the real world directly. Instead, we exist in a kind of sensory simulation, one we take for granted as reality because it has been collectively reinforced through generations. Neuroscience further reinforces this idea, demonstrating that the brain constructs a cohesive experience from fragmented, delayed, and often incomplete sensory data. Optical illusions, auditory hallucinations, and the very nature of subjective experience all highlight the malleability of perception. This raises an unsettling question. If our experience of reality is merely a neural construct, then what truly differentiates waking life from a dream? The dream paradox, a threat to materialism. Dreams, particularly lucid dreams, expose the cracks in materialism's foundation. Within a dream state, individuals experience fully immersive realities, often indistinguishable from waking life, complete with sensory depth, emotional intensity, and even logical coherence. If physicality alone dictates reality, then why do dreams feel so real despite lacking any external stimuli? The materialist explanation that dreams are merely the result of neural activity fails to address the deeper implication that our conscious experience is not dependent on external matter, but is, in fact, a self-contained phenomenon. Lucid dreaming, in which one becomes aware they are dreaming and can manipulate the dreamscape, further complicates the issue. If consciousness can generate an entire world in a dream, complete with landscapes, people, and coherent narratives, then what prevents it from doing the same in waking life? This blurs the boundary between real and illusory, exposing a truth long understood in Eastern philosophies, that reality itself is a projection of consciousness. The suppression of inner reality, coincidence or control. If the illusory nature of perception is so obvious, then why does modern society continue to reinforce materialism as the dominant paradigm? Is it mere ignorance or something more deliberate? It is no secret that a world convinced of materialism is a world easy to control. By anchoring human identity to the physical, the body, possessions, social status, individuals are severed from their inner reality, rendering them dependent on external systems for validation and security. A society that believes consciousness is nothing more than a byproduct of the brain is a society that dismisses introspection, intuition, and spiritual awakening as mere fantasy. Philosophers, mystics, and certain quantum physicists alike have suggested that reality is more fluid and subjective than mainstream narratives admit. If consciousness plays an active role in shaping experience, then human beings are far more powerful than materialism allows them to believe. A controlled society thrives on limitation, on convincing individuals that they are mere biological machines in a cold, indifferent universe. Any realization that reality is fundamentally shaped by perception and awareness threatens to upend this carefully maintained illusion. Beyond the skull, a call to awareness. The mechanistic view of the brain as a meat computer is one of the greatest deceptions ever perpetuated. It is a philosophy that keeps individuals imprisoned within their own skulls, believing that their awareness is nothing more than a biochemical accident. But to step beyond this illusion is to recognize the vastness of human potential, one that extends far beyond sensory perception. If dreams, consciousness, and subjective experience prove anything, it is that reality is not merely out there, but is, at its core, an internal experience. Waking life and dreams exist on a continuum of awareness, not separated by an impenetrable barrier, but by the subtlety of perception itself. To awaken from this illusion is to reclaim the birthright of every conscious being, the ability to shape and define their own reality. The ultimate question, then, is this: who benefits from keeping humanity asleep to this truth, and what might happen if enough people wake up? The answer lies beyond the limits of perception and beyond the materialist illusion itself.